sure you all are well aware to use your crock pot, not just for fall and winter, but also summertime. It's actually one of my favorite times to use the crock pot because I love to be gone during the summer. I love to be outside doing things, and there's nothing better than not having to worry about having to rush home and make dinner or heat up your oven. So in today's video, I have summertime crock pot recipes. Y'all are gonna love these. As always, super simple ingredients for this recipe. We're gonna use some already prepared frozen meatballs for this recipe. This is what makes it super easy, but you wanna make sure you use the home style kind, not the Italian flavor. This is actually a 3-pound bag, so I'm not gonna use all of these, but you totally can. This will be great for a summertime party, but I think for our family, this is gonna be great to put in the crock pot when we're coming in off the beach for a vacation. Everybody's hungry, want maybe a little appetizer, or this could even be a dinner as well. Perfect summertime dinner. So we got those meatballs. We're gonna use some canned pineapple chunks. We're gonna need some rice wine vinegar. We're gonna need some soy sauce, some barbecue sauce, and then I just have a little bit of minced garlic down here, and we are gonna add some fresh ginger to this. Let's get these meatballs in the crock pot. All right, give it a little spray, of course. So I'm gonna try to use about half this bag. Next, we're gonna add in that pineapple. I did drain it really well. All right, now I'm just gonna scoot that out of the way, and we're gonna make this really easy sauce to go on top. All right, we're gonna add about 1 cup of barbecue sauce. Any kind that's your favorite. A gin cup. We only need a splash of that rice wine vinegar. The recipe calls for 1/4 cup for the whole recipe. So just a little bit of that. And the same deal with the soy sauce, just a few splashes. We're also gonna add some minced garlic, or jarlic as I like to call it now. And then lastly to our sauce, we need about 1/2 tablespoon of that fresh ginger. You could use the jarred stuff too for this, or even some ground ginger if that's all you have. All right, now we're just gonna whisk our sauce all together. This smells so good, y'all. I love the smell of fresh ginger. All right, next we're just gonna pour that sauce all over our meatballs and our pineapple. Toss everything around to get everything nice and coated. These will be so perfect for a cookout appetizer, like I said, just a summer dinner. We're actually just gonna serve these over a little bit of rice, but even just an appetizer for vacation, this will be perfect. All right, so since these meatballs are frozen, you can do these on low 5 or 6 hours, or on high for 2 to 3. That's what I'm going with. I'll check back in with y'all here in just a little bit. All right, y'all, these meatballs have been going for just a few hours. They are bubbling, they are smelling so good. I have came and kind of gave them a stir ever so often. You can see there's a couple that got a little bit brown on the bottom, but overall they look really good. They are definitely done and cooked through. So I'm just gonna turn this down to warm, and we're gonna give these a try. Of course, we're gonna top it with a little green onion for some color. I think this looks really good. Simple, but delicious. I cannot wait to try this. All right, I got my taste tester back today. We're gonna taste test these Hawaiian meatballs. They look really good, and it's hot on the bottom.
They smell delicious, y'all.
All right, I think I'm gonna get meatball and a little bit of rice together.
I'm gonna get
I think I'm just gonna try the meatball first.
I'm gonna do both. That's really good.
Sweet, definitely Hawaiian-y and barbecue-y.
Pineapple is delicious.
Yeah, really good. It's definitely sweet. Definitely use those home-style meatballs. But yeah, a really easy meal, summertime meal. Y'all give it a try. All right, so we're just gonna go ahead and place, I have about 4 chicken breasts over here. Next, I'm going in with a can of cream of onion soup. We're also gonna add 1 can of the cream of chicken with herbs, but regular cream of chicken will be fine too. Next, we're just gonna add in 1 packet of the Italian dressing mix, and you can find this over by the ranch mix and all of that stuff. But we're just gonna need 1 little packet of that. Sprinkle that on. Next, we're just gonna add in 1 block of cream cheese. I just cubed it up a little bit just to kind of help it melt faster. All right, now I'm gonna try to stir this just a little bit just to kind of incorporate all that seasoning and those soups all over our chicken. And this is either gonna cook on low for about 6 hours until your chicken is done, but I'm gonna cook mine on high for about 3.5, 4 hours. All right, I'm gonna put it on high, 3.5 hours, and I'll check back in with y'all here in just a little bit. All right, we just got home. I thought we would give our chicken a little look. It's been cooking for about maybe 2.5 hours on high. I'm gonna give everything a little stir, help that cream cheese along a little bit. We definitely need a little more time. I'm just gonna let it continue to go. Maybe another hour, hour and a half, we'll see on high. But it already looks good, it already smells really good. All right, I'm gonna put the lid back on and I'll check back in with you guys in a little bit. I figured we would kind of kick it back old school tonight. I have my creamy Italian chicken going in the crock pot. Has just a little bit more time, but I thought I would show you just kind of the sides and everything that I'm fixing to go with it tonight. So I was thinking that I would fix pasta to go on with this chicken, but my family really likes rice with stuff like this, so I think I'm gonna do some rice instead. And then also, I've had this in my cabinet for a few weeks now. This is the Southern Biscuit Formula L Complete Biscuit Mix. I shared a recipe probably almost a year ago now for some Cheddar Bay Biscuits, my Grandbob's Cheddar Bay Biscuits, using this mix. And I thought that just sounded so good. So let's get all that started. So I'm just gonna make some basic white rice to go with it. But a few months ago, y'all might remember I asked on my channel on, I don't even remember what video, if you rinsed your rice or not. Well, y'all, I didn't ever rinse my rice until that video or somebody said to or something. But ever since I've been rinsing it, I swear it is so much more fluffy. It has the best texture. So I just want to say, if you are one of those people who never even heard of rinsing rice, maybe just give it a try and you might be surprised like I was. All right, so for these Cheddar Bay biscuits, first of all, excuse the color. Every time I use this blue bowl, it like makes the whole color on the screen orange. I don't know why. But anyway, we're gonna need 3.5 cups of the Formula L biscuit mix. Now I'll try to show y'all, I don't know if the camera will pick it up, but what's kind of unique about this biscuit mix is it has those little buttery, I think they're actually margarine flakes in there, but they add flavor. I just think that's pretty cool to add to those little biscuit layers. Now we're gonna add in 1/2 cup to 1 cup of sharp cheddar cheese. Not margarine, y'all, shortening flakes. All right, and usually I don't actually keep actual buttermilk, but I had some I bought for another recipe and didn't use it. But if you don't have buttermilk, I usually use just milk with a couple tablespoons of vinegar in it, let it sit, and you have buttermilk. I do that all the time. All right, but first, let's go ahead and mix our biscuit mix with our cheese just to kind of incorporate everything. All right, and next we're gonna pour in our buttermilk. And these Cheddar Bay biscuits, because I already know some people are gonna say to try the Red Lobster ones, I think these are way better. So y'all have to try these and tell me what you think. Now we're gonna stir this together, but we're only gonna use as few strokes as possible until we get this biscuit mix mixed in with the buttermilk. I think we need just a touch more buttermilk, so I'm just gonna add that in. Barely give it another little stir, little mix, little fold. Oh yeah, that's much better. All right, so our biscuit dough is mixed up, easy as that. Next, I have my baking sheet lined with some parchment paper, and these are drop biscuits. So that just means we're gonna take a spoonful and drop it on our parchment paper. And these are gonna kind of get big and fluffy, so you do wanna leave them a little bit of room in between, a couple inches preferably. All right, I'm definitely gonna have to have another sheet pan, but I have my oven on 450 degrees, and these just take about 10 to 12 minutes until they start to get golden brown. And while they're in the oven, we're gonna make the most delicious garlic butter sauce to brush over them. So here is a quick look at our ingredients for this recipe. Of course, we're gonna start with some chicken breast, and then for seasonings for this recipe, we're gonna use some smoked paprika, a little bit of cayenne, and garlic salt. Now, I will say if you're not a huge fan of spicy stuff, you can cut back on the cayenne or just leave it out altogether, and I'm sure it still would be really good. We're also gonna add some butter, a little brown sugar. This is just some vinegar right here. And then we're also gonna add some honey. This is a hot honey chicken sandwich, so we gotta have that. All right, first we're gonna give our slow cooker a good spray. And next we're just gonna place in those chicken breasts. Just have about 3 good sized chicken breasts. Next, the recipe I'm kind of going by says to mix all the seasonings in a bowl first. You can do that, but I figure why mess up another bowl? Because all we're gonna do is sprinkle it all on top anyway. So I'm gonna add our garlic salt. Next, I'm gonna sprinkle on that cayenne pepper. And I might not add quite all of this. I do want my kids to eat it, so I'm gonna hold back just a little bit on that. Next, let's bring over that smoked paprika. Next, we're just gonna sprinkle on all of that brown sugar. We're also gonna pour that vinegar right on top. It's not much at all actually. And of course, we're gonna add that honey. The recipe calls for a cup of honey just drizzled over the top like this. If you wanna measure out a cup of honey, go ahead and spray your cup measure down with some cooking spray and then do it, but I'm just gonna guesstimate because they're drizzling it right on top anyway, about a cup. And lastly, I have half a stick of butter right here. I just cut it up. We're gonna place it right on top. And the recipe I'm following says you can cook this on high for 2 hours or low for 3. But I think I'm gonna stick with low with all that honey in there. I'm just kind of nervous for it to burn. So I'm gonna start with low. My crock pot cooks kind of hot anyway. So I'm gonna go with low for about 3 hours. We'll check in and see how it looks. All right, y'all, if y'all see me back here, yes, I got my robe on. I'm getting ready. We have some things to do tonight, but let's give our chicken a little peek. It is looking and smelling delicious in here, and it is falling apart on my fork as well. So, all right, y'all, our hot honey chicken is done. Shredded all up. I have some toasted buttery hamburger buns over here. Just gonna pile some on there. Of course, I got my pickles waiting over here on the side. Cannot have hot honey without some dill pickle chips on top. Or it looks so good. This is such a simple meal, but I think it's gonna be delicious. I might have snuck a piece of this chicken, and it is really, really good. Get a few of those pickles on there. We're gonna share this one, so I'm gonna make sure we have even pickles. 2 and 2. For me and for you.
For me and for you.
There we go. I'm gonna serve ours with some tater tots on the side. Y'all, that looks pretty good to me. All right, taste test time for this hot honey chicken. Like I said, I tasted the chicken by itself. Really, really good, had just enough heat, but I'm excited to try it with the pickles. We got a little buttery toasted bun on there. All right, let's give it a try. We need some stronger buns, though.
Yes. That is amazing. That is really good. It's got just enough heat to it.
That is delicious. That is so good. I don't love like a really strong honey flavor. That really doesn't have it. It's just more like a sweet, kind of can't put your finger on it. It doesn't taste like barbecue sauce either. Really, really good and really different. What do you think?
I thought it was really good. The cayenne pepper that's in it kind of gives you an afterthought of that heat.
Yeah, it does.
It's so good. It's not too bad. This is delicious.
Y'all make sure you definitely give that one a try. So good.
Very good.
You think it tastes like a Chick-fil-A sandwich? It kind of does, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
Like a spicy Chick-fil-A, yeah.
With that pickle on it.
What do you rate it, 1 through 10? 9.5? Okay, that's
bad.
pretty good.
I was just telling Jennifer, I'm over here picking it out of my teeth. This is probably the best crock pot chicken recipe that we have made in a long time. What'd you say?
Yes, it's really good. Like, I just told her when you walked outside, I would love to have this in the camper. It'd be a really good meal.
Perfect.
Fun.
Oh, and it's been in this house all day. That smell, I've been smelling it all day long, and it is delicious.
And it really does have that flavor, like with a buttery bun, a pickle, and that spicy chicken. It really does taste like Chick-fil-A.
Yep. All we did was buttered the both sides of the inside of the bun, stuck it in the oven, broiled it for about 5 minutes, and it was perfect. So y'all have to give it a try.
So good.
So good. See you guys.
And last but not least, we have an apple crisp in the slow cooker. I don't know about y'all, but my family is always ready for dessert, even after a cookout. I'm looking at you, Grandbob. So I thought we would make our dessert in the slow cooker. That way, we're not heating up our oven, and our dessert is ready when everybody is ready for it. So we already have our ingredients down here. We're gonna start with some Granny Smith apples. Those always work really well in an apple dessert. We have some sugar, lemon juice, a little bit of flour, a little bit of cinnamon, and then we're gonna make that delicious classic streusel topping. We have a little bit of cubed butter, brown sugar, a little bit more flour, gotta have some old-fashioned oats, pinch of salt, and a little bit more cinnamon. So let's get this apple crisp into our slow cooker. So the hardest part of this recipe is just peeling and chopping your apples. I'm gonna start with my little apple corer or slicer, and then I'll probably just cut each little apple wedge in half like that till we have our apple slices. I give my slow cooker a spray really good. All right, apple slices just going in the bottom of the slow cooker. And y'all, what is more summertime than apple pie, right? Or apple crisp in this case. This is gonna be perfect. All right, so we got all of our apples down there in the slow cooker, all sliced up. This is probably about 5 apples. Now we're gonna take some lemon juice, just pour that all over top of the apples. I give that a quick little stir. Next, we're gonna sprinkle on some sugar. Sprinkle on a little bit of flour as well. And lastly, a little sprinkle all over of cinnamon. And again, we're just gonna give everything a stir. Gently toss all of it around. Got that flour and sugar and cinnamon all coating the apples. And y'all, I'm so excited. The house is gonna smell so good. Summertime dessert, but it's gonna be smelling like Christmas up in here. So next, to a medium-sized bowl, we're just gonna go ahead and add some more flour. This part is our streusel oatmeal topping, my favorite part. Next, we're dumping in the oatmeal. We have just a pinch of salt, a little bit more cinnamon, brown sugar, and now we're just gonna go ahead and give all this a mix. All right, to that mixture, we're just gonna add some chopped cold butter. It's pretty cold, starting to melt a little bit. And now we're just gonna cut in that butter. All right, next we're just gonna bring over that streusel topping and go right over the top of all these apples. This looks so good already. And lastly, we're just gonna cover it with a paper towel before we put the lid on. This is supposed to help with some of the condensation in here because we want that topping to get as crisp as it possibly can. And then we're just gonna place the lid on top of that. And this is gonna cook about 1.5 hours on high, and then we'll take the paper towel off and we'll cook it a little bit longer after that. All right, gotta have some vanilla ice cream. This will be even better out the pool with some homemade vanilla. Oh yeah, these apples, I can already tell, are cooked so perfectly. Look at this, y'all. Oh my goodness, that looks so good. That is a perfect summer dessert if I've ever seen one. Get back up there. All right, let's try this apple crisp. It is melting fast, y'all. It was hot over that ice cream. I cannot wait. I cannot wait. Cheers.
Cheers.
For a summertime cookout dessert, is that not perfect?
Oh.
I mean, I know I keep saying that. It'd be good for any time, but just summer cookout was on my mind.
Oh, yeah.
Those apples are cooked absolutely perfectly, y'all.
Let's do it.
I think Grandma would approve. We might have to make that again this weekend, think.
I agree. This is like well above a 10 over 10.
I was gonna say, definitely a 10. I just want to tell y'all, I might have before, I'm not a huge apple pie fan because I'm not a huge cooked apple fan. This is so good. I love this. The Granny Smith apples adds just enough tartness to balance off that sweet. It is so good. Even if you don't like apples, give this one a try. We literally loved every single one of these recipes in today's video. If you do decide to give any of them a try, I know y'all are gonna love them too. And we will see y'all real soon in the next video. Bye y'all.
Now it's your turn to do the dishes and I'll just sit here and finish this.
Nope.
With a little caramel drizzle on top of that.
We done said bye to them, but we're just still sitting here with the camera on eating it. It's so good.
I don't even want to turn the camera off. Who cares? I want this bite right here.